Welcome to our StudiGuide course, California Traffic Enforcement. During this course, I will explain what will be covered and how it will be covered for your examination. You'll be able to differentiate between mandatory and optional appearances before a magistrate. You'll be able to recognize the elements and common names for violations involving failure to obey the lawful orders of a peace officer or designated employee. You'll be able to recognize the elements and common names for traffic control signal and devices violations involving red signal lights, stop signs, other traffic control signals, and devices. Right-of-way violations involving failure to yield the right-of-way and failure to yield to an emergency vehicle. Rights and provisions involving bicyclists. Violations involving pedestrians. Violations involving turning and signaling. Speed violations involving basic speed laws and maximum speed. Driving and passing violations involving following too closely, unsafe lane change, passing on the left or right, and passing a stopped school bus. Public offense violations involving reckless driving, speed contests, handheld wireless telephone and electronic wireless communications device, hit-and-run violations, basic motor vehicle licensing requirements, violations when driving with a suspended or revoked license, basic motor vehicle registration requirements, basic vehicle equipment requirements for motor vehicles driven upon highways, and violations involving the possession of alcoholic beverages in a motor vehicle, and violations involving driving under the influence, or DUI. You'll be able to recognize a peace officer's legal authority to remove vehicles. You'll be able to recognize driving that might indicate a driver of a vehicle may be under the influence of alcohol and/or drugs. You'll be able to recognize the indications of driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs a peace officer may observe upon making contact with the driver. You'll be able to recognize appropriate peace officer actions if a subject refuses to cooperate in performing a field sobriety test or FST. This is more than likely all you'll be tested on during this specific written examination. So the following is just information which might be discussed in class and not likely to be testable. You will be able to discuss the elements and vehicle code sections governing arrest, medical conditions that may cause a person to appear under the influence, the primary elements included in the statutory admonition read to drivers who refuse to submit to a chemical sobriety test. You'll be able to demonstrate effective use of hand signals, flashlights, and other warning devices to control traffic. FSTs that may be used to determine impairment to include horizontal gaze nystagmus, one-leg stand, and walk and turn. You'll be able to explain the relevance of traffic enforcement to public safety and quality of life within a community. Legally established probable cause for accomplishing general law enforcement objectives, the organization of information within the vehicle code, and the meaning of the phrase under the influence.